SpaceX may be shifting strategy, using its Dragon spacecraft and Falcon Heavy to reach the moon before Starship is ready. With Starship delays putting NASA's Artemis mission under pressure, sources suggest Elon Musk could revive the canceled Red Dragon project as a practical, low-cost lunar solution. Could Dragon truly become SpaceX's shortcut to the moon? Let's dive right in. SpaceX has always been the company that refuses to play by the old rules. But recently, one thing has challenged even Elon Musk's boldest timelines: reality. The Starship program, originally built for Mars colonization, is now the cornerstone of NASA's Artemis 3 mission to return humans to the moon. Yet after years of ambitious promises, the program still faces significant delays, test failures, heat shield issues, and the enormous challenge of in-orbit refueling. NASA is feeling the pressure. Artemis isn't just a scientific project, it's a geopolitical race. China is moving fast with its Chang'e program, preparing for a human landing before 2030. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers and NASA leaders face growing public skepticism. If Starship isn't ready soon, America could lose its symbolic return to the moon. So the question arises, what if SpaceX has a backup plan? Inside the company, engineers have been revisiting an old concept that once aimed for Mars, the Red Dragon. A decade ago, this project proposed turning SpaceX's Dragon capsule into a lander capable of surviving Mars' atmosphere through propulsive descent. The idea was shelved when all focus shifted to Starship, but its core technology, precision landing and reusable hardware, still defines SpaceX's DNA. Now, under Artemis pressure, the logic behind Red Dragon suddenly makes sense again. Starship, though revolutionary, is a massive machine, over 50 meters tall, designed for interplanetary transport. The moon doesn't require that kind of scale. What NASA needs right now is a vehicle that works, one capable of carrying astronauts safely and reliably, even if it's smaller. That's where Crew Dragon comes in. It's already human-rated, with a proven record of 11 successful crewed missions to the International Space Station. It's efficient, modular, and most importantly, available now. By combining Crew Dragon with the Falcon Heavy, SpaceX could create a complete, private lunar transport system that bypasses the costly government-built SLS rocket. Technically, this isn't far-fetched. Falcon Heavy can lift over 63 tons to low Earth orbit, enough to send a modified Dragon capsule toward lunar orbit. The spacecraft would only need additional shielding, a propulsion module for lunar descent, and extended life support to handle the longer journey. And here's the most striking part. This system could be built almost entirely with existing hardware. That's where Musk's strategy becomes clear. He's not trying to replace Starship. He's buying time. By adapting Dragon for the moon, SpaceX can keep NASA's timeline intact while continuing to refine Starship for Mars. It's a smart, risk-balanced approach. Stabilize the short-term goal while still developing the long-term dream. But this solution isn't just technical, it's political dynamite. NASA's Artemis program relies heavily on two legacy systems, the SLS rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Together, they've consumed over $40 billion in development costs, and each Artemis launch is estimated to cost more than $4 billion. That's an unsustainable model, especially when SpaceX can do the same job for a fraction of the price. Crew Dragon weighs only 9.5 tons, while Orion weighs 26.5 tons, nearly triple. Yet Dragon offers 50% more internal volume thanks to its efficient design. More room, less mass, lower cost. From a purely engineering standpoint, Dragon is simply more practical. So why not use it? Because Artemis isn't just a space program. It's a network of contracts, jobs, and politics spread across dozens of U.S. states. Canceling SLS or Orion would mean cutting funding to thousands of workers. That's why, even when private systems outperform government hardware, NASA can't just switch instantly. The politics of space are just as heavy as the rockets themselves. Still, Musk operates outside that bureaucracy. If NASA hesitates, SpaceX can proceed independently. A Lunar Dragon mission, privately funded and engineered, would prove that low-cost, reusable spaceflight isn't just theory. It's the future. And this idea isn't appearing out of nowhere. The signs are already visible. SpaceX's Polaris Dawn mission, led by billionaire Jared Isaacman, is pushing Crew Dragon to higher altitudes than any spacecraft since Apollo. The mission's goal: test extended life support, radiation protection, and deep space communications, exactly the systems a lunar Dragon would require. Each of these missions looks like a data-gathering rehearsal, building experience step by step, quietly preparing for something bigger. If SpaceX can demonstrate the Dragon can survive longer durations and handle higher re-entry speeds, the path toward a lunar-capable variant is wide open. Falcon Heavy's performance envelope already matches the needs of a lunar transfer. The missing pieces are engineering challenges, not fundamental barriers. Now imagine the statement this would make. While traditional contractors burn billions and take decades, SpaceX could modify an existing capsule and reach the moon in record time. It would be the ultimate example of private efficiency versus public inertia. And in that narrative, Elon Musk thrives. Of course, this plan wouldn't make Starship obsolete. It would complement it. Dragon could handle short-term lunar missions, while Starship continues its iterative development for Mars. In doing so, SpaceX would create a two-tier system: Dragon for near-term reliability, Starship for long-term expansion. That's not just innovation, that's resilience. And the implications go far beyond NASA. If SpaceX pulls this off, it would redefine the global balance of space power. Other countries, China, India, Japan, are rapidly improving their lunar technologies. A Dragon lunar mission would reassert American leadership while setting a precedent for private sector exploration. But here's where the twist deepens. This plan could also be Musk's insurance policy. If Starship faces another major setback, like a delayed human rating certification, SpaceX can still deliver for NASA. Dragon becomes the safety net that keeps SpaceX's credibility intact, ensuring the company remains the cornerstone of U.S. space ambitions. It's a rare move, a backup that's also a breakthrough. And beyond the business strategy, there's a deeper engineering beauty in it. Dragon isn't a relic. It's the culmination of 2 decades of refinement. Its heat shield, parachutes, and life support systems are battle-tested. Every mission adds data, improves margins, and builds confidence. Upgrading that platform for the moon is not reinvention, it's evolution. Even the original Red Dragon design was built around propulsive landing, the same technology now proven by Falcon 9's booster returns. In other words, the systems SpaceX built for Earth reusability are directly transferable to lunar operations. It's a perfect example of how iterative engineering compounds over time. That's how SpaceX works. Small steps that look insignificant until they suddenly change the entire game. So while the world watches Starship's towering prototypes rise over Boca Chica, the real revolution might be happening quietly, behind closed doors, inside a spacecraft that already has a name we know: Dragon. And if that's true, then the story of Artemis might not unfold the way everyone expects. It may not be Starship planting the next flag on the moon, but Dragon, the spacecraft that brought America back to space, now bringing it back to the moon. That possibility alone reshapes how we think about exploration. It reminds us that innovation doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from reimagining what already works. Because for SpaceX, the goal has never been about the hardware itself. It's about progress that actually flies. And if this plan is real, if SpaceX truly brings Dragon beyond Earth orbit, then Elon Musk won't just have saved NASA's Artemis program. He'll have proved that sustainability, speed, and ingenuity can coexist in space exploration. The question now isn't whether SpaceX can do it, it's whether NASA will have the courage to let them. And this is exactly why SpaceX's Dragon to the Moon plan could change everything we know about the Artemis era. It proves that progress doesn't always need a giant rocket. Sometimes it just takes a smart, reliable system and the courage to move faster. If SpaceX truly brings Dragon beyond Earth orbit, it could save NASA's timeline and reshape how humanity reaches the moon. What this means is simple. The future of space exploration might not wait for Starship. It might begin with Dragon. So what do you think? Could this be the move that defines the next space race? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, like the video, leave your thoughts, and subscribe to Space Hub for more deep dive analysis into the breakthroughs shaping our future in space. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Because here at Space Hub, we turn every discovery into a step toward the stars.